Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisance unto him. Mantra prayer to A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. I offer my respectful obeisance unto His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at His lotus feet. Our respectful obeisance are unto you, O spiritual master, servant of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Deva and delivering the Western countries, which are filled with impersonalism and voidism. Panchatattva Mantra. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Katadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. I offer my obeisance to Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasa and all others in the line of devotion. Maha Mantra. Maha means great and mantra means sacred chant for deliverance. Of all the mantras in the Vedas, one is called the Maha Mantra or Great Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The words Hare, pronounced Hare, Krishna, pronounced Krishna, and Rama, rhymes with Rama, are Sanskrit words. Hare is an address to God's energy, known as Radha, and Krishna is the name of God, meaning he who is attractive to everyone. Rama means one who gives pleasure and enjoys life. When chanted, the Maha Mantra is a petition to God. O Krishna, O energy of Krishna, please engage me in your service.
Thank you. Today we are coming to chapter 13. So this is the essence of Gita. Who would like to read this? Any volunteer?
So may I read?
Yes, please.
Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Devaki Nandana Krishnum Gita Patena Tushyati Yatana Veder Danena Yagna Tirtha Pratididhi. The son of Devaki, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, cannot be satisfied by anyone's study of Vedas, charity, sacrifice, pilgrimage, or vows, as much as he is satisfied by devotional recitation of the Gita. Thank you.
So this is Lord Nrsimhadev. This is the mantra we pray, the bhajan that we pray to every whenever we are wanting to get protection from the Lord. This is half man, half lion. So Nrsimhadev ki jai. We chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We take the mercy of the Lord and the blessings of the Lord, that we can chant nicely and understand the Bhagavad Gita nicely and be good devotees. So we also take the blessings from Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Through the Guru, we can reach Krishna. So that is why we always need to take the blessings of the, especially the Acharya. Who would like to read this? Gita Mahatmya.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I don't mind trying.
Yes, carry on.
Gitayas Jana Janati Patanam Naiva patanam. Sa eva manusya loke moga karma karo bhavat. A person who knows nothing about learning and teaching the Gita is a failure in the duty of the human form of life. Sri Vaishnavya Tantra Sara, verse 13.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
This is a very heavy verse. A person who knows nothing about learning and teaching Gita, not only learning about teaching, is a failure in the duty of a human form of life. Something to think about, right? So, as human beings, we have reached the human stage of existence. Our duty is to learn the Gita and also to teach others about the Gita. Get them to also start reading the Gita. At least if you can't you can't explain to them, at least you get them to start reading the Gita and help them in whatever way. So today is chapter 13. So the first 6 chapters was a relationship, different ways of going to the Supreme Lord. And then from chapter 7 to 12 is more on Bhakti Yoga. And 13 to 18 is all a mix about the material nature, about the types of three modes of nature, about the soul, about the super soul, about so many things. So it is all about so many questions that we have outside of from chapter 1 to 12. Okay, so let's see in chapter 13. It's more on nature. Enjoyer means we are the enjoyers, and consciousness, our consciousness. How we relate between the nature and ourselves. Okay. So here we have Radha Krishna. We ask for blessings. So beautiful they are. Today we'll tell you, today at the end of this class, we'll tell you another story about the relationship of the Krishna's queens and the gopis. Okay, so Soma did ask, why did Krishna not marry Radha? So the answer will be there today. Okay, who would like to try the first verse?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I follow after you?
Yeah, sure. Arjuna Uvacha
Arjuna Vasha
Praktim Purusam Chaiva
Prakritim Purusham Chaiva
Kshetram Kshetra
Kestram Kestra
Janam Evacha
Jana Evacha
Etat Veditum
Eta Veditum
Ichami
Ichami
Janam
Janam
Neyam
Jayam
Cha Kesava.
Cha Kesava. Arjuna said, "Oh my dear Krishna, I wish to know about Prakriti, nature, Purusha, the enjoyer and the field and the knower of the field, and of knowledge and the object of knowledge." Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Arjuna is asking, now he already saw the universal form of the Lord in chapter 11. Then again in chapter 12, Krishna is explaining about Bhakti Yoga conclusion. So now Arjuna wants to know a bit more. So he wants to know about nature, material nature, Purusha, the soul, the field, and the knower of the field. The field is the what you say, the material field, and the knower of the field is also again the soul, and the knowledge and the object of knowledge. And what is the difference? The knowledge and the object of knowledge. These are the 6 things he's asking. Firstly, he wants to know about nature and the enjoyer. The field and the knower of the field. Later on, Krishna will be explaining. We'll come to that. And the knowledge and the object of knowledge. So there are actually 6 things, but 3 relationships. One is, as you can see, you understand so far. So far, understand, then I proceed to the next.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, who would like to read this?
I try, Prabhu.
Yeah, okay.
Sri Bhagavan Vacha Idam Sariram Kaute Kestram Iti Avit
Kaunteya.
Kauteya.
And this is Kshetram.
Habis kepada?
Kshetram. I think you repeat it
Kshetram.
better, huh?
Okay.
Okay. Idam Sariram Kaunteya.
Idam Sariram Kauteya.
Kshetram iti abhidhiyate.
Kestram Iti
K, don't do the K. Just say.
Kshetram.
Yeah, Kshetram.
Kshetram Iti Abhideyate.
Etat yo vetitam prabhu.
Yetat yo vetitam Prabhu.
Kshetrajna iti tat vidha.
Kshetrajna
Na.
iti tat vida.
Okay, then this is verse number 2. Now 3. Kshetrajanam chapi mam vidhi.
Kshetrajanam chapimam vidhi.
Sarva kshetresu bharata.
Sarva kshetresu bharata.
Kshetra.
Kshetra
Kshetraj noyor janam.
kshetra nayo janam.
Yataj janam matam mama.
Yatach janam matam mama. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "This body, O son of Kunti, is called the field. And one who knows his body, this body is called the knower of the field." I don't know how to say this word,
Yon.
Prabhu.
Yon of Bharat.
Sion. O Sion of Bharata, you should understand that I'm also the knower in all bodies. And to understand this body and its knower is called knowledge. That is my opinion. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So Krishna says that is my opinion. Actually, Krishna knows everything. It's not only his opinion, this is a fact, but he's just being very humble. So now Krishna says the body, O son of Kunti, is called the field. So we are in the field. The body is our field, our playing field. And one who knows this body is called the knower of the field. Our soul knows this body. You know about your body, right? Whether you're feeling okay, you're feeling not okay, you're feeling strong, you're feeling weak. So you are the knower of the field of your body. Okay, this is one of the points that Arjuna asks. So the relationship is Krishna is now saying. And then he's saying that I am also the knower in all bodies. You know your body, but I know everybody, all the people's body. How he knows? To understand this body and its knower is called knowledge. So how actually Krishna knows is, later on he will let you know, he is a super soul. That's why he knows everything about everyone. And to understand this body and its knower is called knowledge. If you understand your body and your Atma, is called real knowledge. That's the actual knowledge, the spiritual knowledge, the scientific spiritual knowledge that you are, that is knowledge. That is my opinion. Okay, So I hope this is a little technical. So from 13 onwards, the thing is a little technical, but you know something, if you don't really understand so much, so it's not a big loss. It's only for those people who would like to know a bit deeper and deeper about the body, the nature, and all. But the main point is still that Krishna is the supreme. We are the servants of Krishna. We are in this material world and we want to go back to the spiritual world. That is actually the main thing. But this is more, give you more knowledge, give you some extra idea. But if you can understand, it's better because you will be, it's in knowledge which is good also to understand. So here we have a tenant knows about his apartment. Supposing a person stays in his house, he knows about his apartment. But the landlord knows about all the, supposing there's a landlord, he owns everything. And then he rents out to tenants, right? Like here, example I give you, Krishna is called the landlord. He knows about all the houses because everything belongs to him. The houses you consider like a body. And Krishna created the body and he puts in the soul in each one of them. So the soul knows, or the person in the house knows about his house only. Does he know about the next door house? He don't know unless he goes into the house. But he doesn't go into the house because the owner doesn't invite him. How he knows? If the owner tells, oh, it's about his house, about himself, then this person will know, but otherwise he won't know. Example. So anyway, this Krishna knows about all the houses and what is in all the houses, who is the person who is staying in a house and all that. He collects rental. Actually, landlord collects rental, but Krishna is like the owner. This way, you understand that Krishna knows everything, but we only know about ourselves. Okay? I don't know about Rema, I don't know about Parimala, what exactly she's thinking, what all that. But Krishna knows. He also won't know about what I'm thinking. Okay? So another example is the farmer is having a piece of land and he plants the crops. And then there is this king who is the king of this all the lands, all the people. So he gets his taxes. He gets his taxes. So in this way, he gets a revenue. So the king knows about all the land. He has to know. Then he collects taxes from everyone. But the farmer knows only his land, what he's growing, how much he's getting, how much he has to pay the king. So like this also. Kanaka Das story of eating a banana alone. So there is one Kanaka Das. He was in this Gurukul. And the teacher one day told all the students in the Gurukul, everyone, I'm giving you one banana. You go and find a place where there's no one, then you eat the banana and you come back. So everyone took one banana and went, and everyone came back after eating their banana in a place where there's no one. So then one person brought back the banana. His name is Kanaka Das. And the teacher asks, Kanaka Das, why did you bring back the banana? Could you not find some place where there was no other people? And Kanaka said, no, everywhere I go, there was somebody there. And the teacher said, that's very strange. Tell me, who was the person? He said, everywhere I go, I saw the Lord is there. So I was not alone. So how I can eat the banana? I'm not alone. I brought Tekla. So in this way, you can see his intelligence is very high. Everywhere he can see the Lord. But most of us think, okay, no one is watching me. If I do something wrong, also no one is going to see me. But actually, Krishna is seeing. Even if I do anything good, also no one sees me. But actually Krishna sees. But so the consciousness is I can see Krishna everywhere. So Kanaka Das was a very high level person, right? So this one is talking about the field of activity. The field of activity is made of gross elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. These make up the material world. Okay. So if you read the Bhagavad Gita, this is what. So it make for you in a nice chart so you can see it. And then your knowledge acquiring senses. These are also part of the material world. Gross elements are the material. Just like if you want to make brick clay bricks, you need water, you need clay, you need a furnace, right? So Krishna has the earth, water, fire, air, and ether to make the material. And then he needed to put the living souls in it. So for the living souls, he needed to have bodies. And the bodies were made, have this knowledge acquiring senses. So they can actually understand and they can move. His eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. This one will help you understand the material world. The eyes make you see, the ears make you hear, the nose make you smell, the tongue make you taste, and the skin make you feel, right? Then you have the working senses. Working senses, the eyes are the working senses is the voice, the legs. The voice is you speak to each other. They are working, they are communicating. And then the legs are bringing you here and there. The hands are doing you. And then the anus is excreting all the things that you add. And the genitals are the ones that there are two. One is to pass urine, the other is to actually for procreation. These are the working senses. And then the sense objects. From the eye, you can see the forms. From the ears, you can hear the sounds. From the nose, you can smell the things. You can smell this is good or no good, right? The food is good, no good, or whatever you can smell. And then from the tongue, you can have the taste. And from the skin, you can have the touch. And then you have the subtle body. This is the gross. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is all part of the gross body. Then you have the subtle body, which is the mind. It controls the senses, right? The working. So if you can control these senses, your mind is the master. Otherwise, it is you are the slave of your mind. And then the intelligence has to control the mind. And then the ego controls the intelligence. You have the false ego. False ego makes you think, I am the body, I am the mind, and I am the intelligence. But the real ego is saying that this material world is just an illusion. I am the soul. I am the soul, and my soul is the one that is related to the super soul. Super soul is Krishna. So my relationship is not so much with all these material things, but it is with the Lord. So that is the understanding of consciousness you are having. So again, we give you in a make it easy the soul, and then you have the subtle body and you have the gross body. The gross body is all the material things. The subtle body is the body that you bring your consciousness to your next body. if you are able to get rid of your subtle body, you will understand that you are the spirit soul and you are pure and you go back to the spiritual world. But if the subtle body is still with you, you take another body. Okay? So the mind, the intelligence, and the false ego, all three add together is the subtle body. You have to get rid of your false ego, and then your intelligence will drop and your mind will, you don't need this mind also. Mind is more for material. So then you will have a, this is part of the subtle body, right? Then you understand you are the soul. Okay. Who would like to read this?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna so much.
Idi setram tata jnanam neyam kokta chuktam samasata mat bhakta eta vinaya mat bhava yo papa dayate. Thus, the field of activities, the body, knowledge, and the knowable have been summarily described by me. Only my devotees can understand this thoroughly and thus attain to my nature. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So he's saying that a spiritual person, normally spiritual people become devotees of the Lord. They only can understand the difference between the material senses, the body, and the soul. This knowledge, they only can distinguish. They can distinguish also that the super soul is in everyone's heart, right? So just now we saw the nice charts. Or if you can understand the difference of all this, then you can actually understand that that you can understand the difference between material and spiritual nature. So the chapter is on the material and spiritual nature. Okay, who would like to read this?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can I read?
Yes.
Prakriti and Purusha are beginningless. Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Vidhi Anadi Ubbhavapi Vikramascha Gunams Chaiva Vidhi Prakriti Sambhavan. Material nature and the living entities should be understood to be beginningless. They are transformations, and the modes of matter are products of material nature. Thank you.
So the living entities are the souls. We are always with we are part and parcel of the Lord. The Lord is beginningless. We are also beginningless because this is the spiritual part of Atma. Is beginningless with the Lord. It's part and parcel of the Lord. The material nature is the inferior nature of the Lord. So the transformations and the modes of matter are products of material nature. When the living entity gets entangled in the Maya, he loses his intelligence and he thinks he is the body and that everything belongs to him. So if I say, this is my nose, my ear, my tongue, my eyes, I do not say this is eye, body, eye, nose, eye, tongue, eye, ear. You don't say that, right? You said this is my nose, my. That means you understand that you are different from your body. That's why you said this is mine. My nose, my eye, my body. Do you say eye, body? No, you said my body. So in this way, you understand that you are not the body. But many people, even though they say my body, they think they are the body. So that is a very interesting trick of Maya. Maya is very is a servant of the Supreme Lord also. Her task is to examine and to give you exams. Whether you pass the exam or not. If you pass the exam at the time of death, you go to the spiritual world. You don't pass the exam at the time you take another body. Quite simple. Maya Devi's job is that she's not a bad lady. It's just that she has to do her job. If, example, you go to the university to be a doctor, and then the examining board cannot pass everybody. They can only pass people who have reached that level of understanding, so that when they become doctors, they can actually do a good job in curing people. But if they pass everybody, a person who doesn't really study and knows nothing much, instead of curing the person, he'll probably kill the person. So in the same way, Maya Devi is making sure that we are all qualified to reach the spiritual world, and that is why she puts on the test. Whether you are entangled in the material world or you become transcendent to the material world, understand the nature of the soul, understand the Supreme Lord, and understand the relationship, then you can actually reach the spiritual world. Okay, so this is what the topic is today. Okay, who would like to read this? Any volunteer? There are a lot of you. Marimala?
Did you want me to read, Prabhu? Hare Krishna.
Yes, anyone can. But do I? You.
Okay. Namaskar. या एवं वेति पुरुषं
No,
प्रकृति च
13, 20.
sorry
This one on the board.
20 oh 23 कार्य कारण
Which one you're reading?
कर्तव्य sorry 23
13, chapter 13, huh?
chapter 13 23 okay upadrashya manta cha bharata bhokta maheshwara Paramatmeti chapi ukto dehi asmin purusha panah. Yet in this body there is another, a transcendental enjoyer, who is the Lord, the supreme proprietor, who exists as the overseer and permitter, and who is known as Super Soul.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Right.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. So now Krishna has spoken about the body, the knower of the body, and now he is speaking about the super soul, the Paramatma. Paramatma is like you have a supercomputer and you're connected to all the individual computers. So all the data comes to the supercomputer. So Krishna is like the supercomputer. All the data comes to him through the super soul, all the mini computers in all. So that is why he knows everything. but we don't know everything. So in this way, he sees that in everyone's heart, I am seated. In the bird heart, in the even in the thief's heart, wherever it is, I am seated. I am seeing everything that is happening. He is also the conscience. He is actually the guiding force. But whether we listen to the guiding force or not, it's our individual matter. So when we do the good things and we do as per dharma, then we are listening to him. But when we don't listen to him and we do adharma, things which are prohibited and not supposed to be done, so then we are not listening to what Krishna is, as the conscience is telling us. But meanwhile, everything is being recorded. So the question is Yamaraj the one that is recording or Krishna the one that is recording? What do you think?
Yamaraj, Guruji,
Yamaraj, okay. Why you say Yamaraj and not Krishna?
because Krishna is the one who assigned the things to be happen as per his prediction.
Yeah.
So Yamaraj is the person who are observing what is being carried out.
Yeah. Yamaraj because Krishna observes and the recording person is Yamaraj. Okay?
Yeah, okay, Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you. So then we have Praktir. Praktir means material nature. Purusha means he is the enjoyer of the material nature. We are trying to enjoy the material nature. Independent of Krishna, then what happens is we get karma. If we enjoy the material nature in conjunction with Krishna, then we are getting a karma. Action without reaction. If we enjoy independent, we enjoy for our sense gratification, independent, not thinking of Krishna and not doing our duty just for ourselves. Then we get karma, good and bad karma. Because we may also try and give charity also in the form of enjoyment. We enjoy giving charity. Not that this is supposed to be done as how Krishna wants us to do. Okay, so then the kshetra is the body, and the person who is in the kshetra is the soul, and also the super soul, right? These two are in the body, in the heart. And then the jnana is the understanding, and kshetrajna, the soul and the super soul are understanding the field of action, the field of the material world. So in this way, the soul and the super soul understands the body. It also understands the material nature. Okay, so this is a little technical, just see as it is. Okay, who would like to read this?
Prabhu, I will read.
Yes.
Anye tu evam ajananta Shrutvan yebiya upasate. Prabhu, can I follow you? I think this one is a bit complicated.
Okay, follow me, must sing a bit, okay?
Can.
Okay. Anye tu evam ajananta
Anye tu evam ajananta
Shrutvanebhya upasate
Shrutvan yebhya upasate
Tepi chati taranti eva
Tepi chati taranti eva
Mrityum Shruti Paranan sorry Mritum Sruti Parajana.
Mrityum Shruti Parayana
Jana.
Jana.
Okay.
Again, there are those who, although not conversant in spiritual knowledge, begin to worship the Supreme Person upon hearing about him from others. Because of their tendency to hear from authorities, they also transcend the path of birth and death.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Parimala,
Yes, Prabhu.
can you read the 2 verses before this from the Bhagavad Gita?
25 and 24.
Yeah.
Okay. Text 24. One who understands this philosophy concerning material nature, the living entity, and the interaction of the modes of nature is sure to attain liberation. He will not take birth here again, regardless of his present position. Text 25. Some perceive the supersoul within themselves through meditation, others through the cultivation of knowledge, and still others through working without fruitive desires. Hare Krishna.
Then you read this again now. English.
Again, there are those who, although not conversant in spiritual knowledge, begin to worship the Supreme Person upon hearing about him from others. Because of their tendency to hear from authorities, they also transcend the path of birth and death.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
So Krishna is saying that what I have explained to you, if you go to text 24, if you understand this philosophy that he has been telling you concerning material nature and the living entity and the interaction, you can get liberation. You are able to understand, you get liberation, and you won't take birth again, because if you understand, you will do the right action, you won't take birth again. And then in 25 he says that some people, they understand this philosophy. There are some people, they are looking for the Lord within their heart, super soul within themselves through meditation. And some people are looking for the super soul through the cultivation of spiritual knowledge. It's not knowledge, normal knowledge, not talking about material knowledge, spiritual knowledge. And still others through working without fruitive desires. That means you work without expecting the result, right? So that's all covered. But then now Krishna is giving a new point. Even if you are not conversant with all this that I have said in chapter 13, 24, 25, the whole chapter so far, but you worship me because you come in contact with a pure devotee, bona fide pure devotee. Don't come in contact with a devotee, a person who is not bona fide in the parampara system. So if you come to hear about Krishna from a bona fide person, because you are hearing from authorities, they are also transcend the path of birth and death. I give you a very good example of this. Is Narada Muni. Narada Muni's mother was let us say, has a house along the traveler's pathway, like a inn. So sometimes people will come and then they will rest in the house, and also they will take food and they will pay for it. But also sometimes I don't know how to say it nicely, but anyway, I tell it frankly. Sometimes they will ask for her services, and she will also offer her services in exchange for payment. So anyway, Narada Muni was born because she don't have a husband. No? Narada Muni was born from one of the men she slept with, whom she offered, whom asked for her service, and then she did give her service in exchange. So when Narada Muni was born, she did not know who the father was because she had been with so many men during the time. So anyway, Narada Muni was born, and he was the son of a what he called maid servant. All right. Anyway, one good quality about his mother is that whenever sannyasis come, that means spiritual people come, she will allow them to stay free of charge. Of course, she doesn't sleep with them because it's not proper etiquette, right? And they don't ask for her service anyway. She won't do also because she had that culture, at least some culture, you know. So anyway, and they used to take prasad because whatever it is, she used to offer the food and then give to anyone as prasad. In a way, she is also a devotee, but like a different kind of devotee, right? So anyway, and then Narada Muni used to be there, and they will all leave some prasad behind for Narada Muni to eat, the boy to eat. So then he used to eat, and he used to get elevated, and he used to hear the stories. One day the mother died of old age, and Narada Muni left the house and went to the holy places and associate with holy people, spiritual people. And he became a very enlightened soul. In his next life, he was Narada Muni, very elevated person, right? So he was the, the son of a lady in our social standing. We will say not very what do you say, chaste lady. But anyway, you know something. Sometimes you cannot say bad things about anyone because she is the mother of Narada Muni. And you know, Krishna says that if Krishna did say, Nrsimha Dev did say to Prahlad Maharaj, you know, Nrsimha Dev we saw, he said that 21 generations up and down of a pure devotee all go back to the God. So now Narada Muni's mother definitely went back to God because he was a pure devotee. So in this way, we can understand to have a pure devotee, you be the pure devotee, you can liberate 21 generations up and down. But if you have a pure devotee in your house, which is near, I mean, in your family, which is very near to you, you will get liberated. This is the beauty about the pure devotee. They can actually transform everyone and bring them back. Okay. Okay. Now the story of the cobbler and the Brahmana. It's a very beautiful story. We were talking about Narada Muni. Here we have Narada Muni. He's got millions, his everlasting life anyway. He doesn't die. So anyway, what happens is this. One day, Narada Muni, you know, he is called a preaching spaceman. He goes all over the universe and he preaches about Krishna. So, so one day he was traveling through a country and he came across a Brahmana's house, and the Brahmana saw him walking past his house and told him, Narada Muni, please come into my house and bless my house. You are such a pure devotee. You know, we are, as devotees of the Lord, we like to invite pure devotees come our house and we get the blessings, right? And so Narada Muni, to oblige, he went in the Brahmana's house, and the Brahmana gave him very nice prasad. And then Narada Muni also, he asked Narada Muni, are you okay? and then asked Narada Muni, where are you going? Where were you going? He says, I am going to recharge my battery because I've been preaching to all over the world. And then after preaching, I still have to go back to Krishna and get and see him and take his association. So it's like recharging my battery, spiritual battery. So I can go out and preach more and more. And because I get association of Krishna, when I preach, the effectiveness of the preaching is there. So then the Brahmana said, so nice you are, you're so fortunate. Anyway, you're going to see Krishna? He said, yes, I'm going to see Krishna. Okay, can you tell me, can you ask Krishna how many more lifetimes I have before I go back to this place? And Narada Muni said, okay, no problem. That's fine. Okay, I will tell you. I'll ask Krishna. Then after that, he passed by a cobbler. A cobbler, you know, is a shoe repairer or shoemaker. And then he's also a devotee. He's under the tree working. And he saw Narada Muni and he said, Narada Muni, please come and sit, please. And Narada Muni said, and he said, can I get you some drink? Anyway, the cobbler got him some drink. Maybe he got him some yogurt, more or something, right? Something cooling. Okay. In North India, we call it lassi. I think in South India, we call it more. So anyway, he gave him a nice drink, and then he was very nice, hospitable, and he asked Narada Muni, where are you going after this? He said, I'm going to see Krishna. He said, oh, you're so fortunate you can see Krishna. I really want to see Krishna also, but you know what to do. My status is like this, what can I do? Anyway, can you do me a favor? So Narada Muni said, yes, what? So Narada Muni thought he's going to ask how many lifetimes he's got. But he didn't say that. He said, can you tell me what the Lord was doing in the spiritual world? Narada Muni said, okay, sure. So then he reached to Krishna. And Krishna was very happy and gave him nice, you know, Krishna loves the devotee so much. So he gives him nice prasad and hospitality and even watch Narada Muni eat. And then he asked Narada Muni, what's happening? Tell me stories of where you went and what happened. Of course, Krishna knows everything, but he relishes hearing from his devotee. So then Narada Muni said, you know, I went here and there and here, but finally he said, I also came to a Brahmana. And he's asking how many lifetimes he has. And then Krishna says, tell him 10 lifetimes. Oh, okay, sure. And then he said, then I went to the cobbler. And the cobbler is asking, what are you doing? Oh, you tell him, I'm taking an elephant and putting through the eye of a needle. Narada Muni never said anything. He said, okay, I will tell him that. He never asked Krishna, Krishna, come on, Krishna. Don't you expect anyone to believe that but you are not putting an elephant through the eye of a needle, but you're just telling me to tell. He said, no, mind, you just tell. Krishna and Narada Muni said, okay, I will just tell. Okay, I follow your instructions. Word for word. Say, okay. And then Krishna tells him, tell the cobbler that he has as many lives as the tree under the tree which he has, the leaves, that many leaves you can count, that many lifetimes he has to be born. So the Narada Muni said, okay. And then he went, and he first went to the Brahmana's house. And then the Brahmana was very happy. Oh, Narada Muni, come. I'm so happy. Gave him some nice prasad. Okay, can you tell me what Krishna said? Did you ask the question? Oh, yes, I did. And what did Krishna say? He said, you got 10 more lifetimes. And the Brahmana, instead of being happy, he became very sad. He said, Narada Muni, I hope you are not joking. 10 more lifetimes. I cannot believe I have to stay 10 more lifetimes. He say, yes, that's what Krishna says. But I'm a very good Brahmana. I was hoping this lifetime I go back to the spiritual world. Why do I need 10 more lifetimes? And then, okay, then the Brahmana thought, let me test what Narada. Narada, what was Krishna doing? And then Narada said, he was taking elephant and putting through the eye of the needle. And then the Brahmana looked at him. Narada, did you go and see Krishna? Yes. How can an elephant go through the eye of a needle? Well, you asked me what Krishna is doing, and I told you, Narada, you are a big liar. No one can put an elephant through the eye of a needle. You are, and you're telling I have 10 more lifetimes. I think you did not go and see Krishna, and you are telling me all lies. Please get out of my house. I don't want to see you at all. So Narada Muni anyway left. Being thrown out of a house is quite, it's a bad experience. If anyone has thrown you out of a house, it's not a very pleasant experience. And anyway, then the next person he went to was the cobbler. And the cobbler was very happy to see him. Please come and sit down. And then the cobbler said, oh, come have a drink. And he got him another drink, some nice drink, some juice. And then after that, he said, oh, can you tell me what you did in the spiritual world and then Krishna and what happened? Narada Muni said, Krishna was very nice. He is so loving. He gave me so much nice prasad. He said, I'm so sorry, but I can only give you juice because I'm working under a tree. But anyway, can you tell me what Krishna was doing? I would like to hear. And Narada Muni said, Krishna was taking an elephant and putting it through the eye of the needle. And Narada Muni was thinking, I'm also going to get another scolding from this fellow. But you know what the cobbler said? He said, so beautiful. So Narada Muni got a bit surprised. What is so beautiful? He said, Krishna is so wonderful. He can put an elephant through the eye of a needle. No one else can do it. Only Krishna can. I know. It's the impossible Krishna can do. You are such a wonderful devotee, Narada Muni. You can see Krishna. And I'm so happy that you told me that Krishna is putting an elephant through the eye of a needle. I really know that he is the Supreme Lord. Only the Supreme Lord can do such a thing. So Narada Muni got a bit surprised. This man is quite a good person. And then he said, Krishna says one more thing. He said, what is it? He says that you have as many lifetimes as the leaves under the tree you are having. And you know what? The cobbler, instead of scolding Narada, he started jumping and said, wow, wow, wow. He started clapping, dancing. Narada Muni is very shocked. He said, excuse me, but do you know how many leaves you have and the tree has? He said, yeah, thousands. But why are you so happy? You have to live thousands of lifetimes more. He said, Narada Muni, you must understand that the leaves of the tree can be counted. So one day I will go back spiritual world. That is enough for me, even if I have to live 1,000 births, but one day I will be reaching the spiritual world. That in itself is a big joy. There are millions of species of people and lives who will never make it, but at least I make it. This is such a wonderful thing. And you know what happened after that? All the leaves in the tree fell down except one leaf. He was such a nice devotee, and he was such a, that all his karma gone, and this is his last life. So you see how much love for the Lord can actually change your destiny, and how much the difference between a Brahmana and a cobbler. A person who has pure love and believes in the Lord fully and a person who has still a lot of ego. So the ego, you don't keep your ego. Everything belongs to Lord. The Lord can do everything. Okay, who would like to read this? Is anyone there still? Very quiet?
Can I try, Prabhu?
Yes, please.
Jaya Vachyam Vachakam iti udeti Bhavato Nama Swarupa Dvayam Purvasmat Param Eva Hanta Karunam Tatrapi Janimahe Yastasmin Vihida Parada Nivaha Prani Samantat Bhavet Asyenedam Upashya So Pihi Sadanan Sadanandam Budau Majati. O holy name, you are manifested in two forms. One, the Supreme Person described by the holy name, and two, the sound vibration of the holy name. We know that the second form is even more merciful than the first, because although a person may commit many offenses to your first form, he will still plunge into an ocean of bliss by serving your second with his voice. Hare Krishna.
So this is very powerful. It says that the holy name is more powerful than Krishna. Why? It's actually more merciful than Krishna. Krishna, if you offend him and you are not a devotee, if you offend him and you do wrong, he will take his Sudarshan Chakra and kill you. But the holy name doesn't do that. Even though you commit offense to the holy name, you will still become benefited from chanting the holy name. So the holy name is very powerful too. It's a very interesting, it's very merciful also. Even you do any mistake, knowingly or unknowingly, of course don't do it knowingly, like, that's it's a bit bad to do. But anyway, any mistakes you do, also the holy name can help you change your heart. As you know the story of Mirgari the hunter, by chanting Lord Ram's name, he became a pure devotee. How from a hunter who was half killing animals, he became a pure devotee of the Lord. Amazing, isn't it? That's why, and you know, when Lord Ram, Lakshman and Sita was in the forest, and then there was this deer who was very beautiful, and Sita said to Ram, go and catch that deer, I want that deer. So then Ram went after the deer, but he told Lakshman, don't ever leave Sita, you got Sita. Okay, so Lord Ram went. And then when Lord Ram thought that the deer was killed, he shouted, Lakshman, help me, help me. He imitated Ram's voice and said, Lakshman, help me, help me. And if I'm not wrong, actually he said, Lakshman, help me, help me. Then Lord Ram killed the deer. He understood that he's a demon. But anyway, Lakshman heard and Sita heard. And then Sita said, Lakshman, go and help Ram. He is in trouble. Lakshman said, no, I cannot. Ram made me promise I will not leave you. And Sita said, you are a very bad man. You don't want to help your brother. You want him to die. Because why? You want to marry me, is it? So the words sometimes very harsh. Make Lakshman very, hurt. So he said, okay, I will go, but I put a circle round here. And then he chanted Lord Ram's name around the circle. So the Lord Ram's name was very powerful. And then he went in search of Lord Ram. And you know the story that Ravan came as a form of a sadhu. And he asked Sita, can you give me some water? Because he wanted to actually go into Sita's house and catch her. But the circle of the holy name of Lord Ram was so powerful that he could not enter. So he had to try and get Sita to come out of that circle. So anyway, Sita fell into the trap and she brought something for the holy man. And she stepped out of the circle. Otherwise, if she had noticed that the holy man cannot enter the circle, she would have known that this is an imposter, because a holy man will not be afraid of Lord Ram's name. But she did not notice, and he told her, please come and give it to me. And she just forgot that she's not supposed to go out of the circle, and she crossed the circle, and that's when Ravan caught. So you can understand how powerful is the holy name of the Lord. And then in the age of Kali Yuga, that is a very powerful way to go back and purify yourself and bring you back to the spiritual world. So anyone wants the Gita tip? Okay. So we like to actually sing some Nashima prayers, because there is one Prabhu who passed away, Krishna Balaram Prabhu. He was a nice devotee, and because of COVID, he passed away. So we like to pray to Lord Nrsimhadev so that Nrsimhadev will help him go back to the spiritual world. And also there's another Prabhu, Kamalanathan. He was a very good person, but he did not die of COVID. If I'm not wrong, he died of some disease, problem he had with his health for a long time, and he finally passed away. So can you all chant Sri Krishna Chaitanya,
Sri Krishna Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Sri Advaita Gadadara,
Sri Advaita Gadadara,
Gadadara,
Srivasadi,
Srivasadi,
Govinda. Bhaktavinda.
Can't hear you, Prabhu.
And here, Gaura Bhaktavinda.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
And Hare Krishna Kirtan. Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
I will chant this bhajan. Anyone knows? And just Namaste Narasingaya Devanya Kashi Sila Sanganakala Ito Nainiko Parato Nainiko Yaso
Yatayatayami tato narsinga Adhena Singha Hidayena Singha Narasimha
Saranam Sapade
Pratai
Apara
Tavakam
Kamalavare Nakama Putashringa
Dalita Hiranyika
Ranyakashipo Danjubringa
Keshavadeka Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha
Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare
Jaya
Jai
Jagadisha Hare
Jaya Narsinghadev Jaya Narsinghadev Jaya Narsinghadev
Narasimhadev Jaya Narasimhadev
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj
Jaya
Jaya
Prahlad Maharaj
Prahlad
Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj
Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Nrsimha Bhagwan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, go family. So now I'm going to tell you about the relationship between Krishna and the gopis and the queens. Okay? And then after that, any questions you have, you may ask. So now, when Krishna was in Vrindavan, all the unmarried gopis, they loved him so much. All of them in their heart has the desire, I would like to get married to Krishna. But you know, how can Krishna marry all these girls? Because after all, then all the girls marry them, then the girl, who is going to marry the guys? That's a very bad thing, isn't it? So anyway, you know, there is one day where all the unmarried girls will fast from morning until moonrise. And then after they see the moon, they will break their fast and they will go to Katyani, that is Durga Ma's temple, and they will offer flowers and something and break their fast. After that, they will take a string and tie around the tree. They tie around the tree and give their wish. And then all of them tie the string around, all of them wish I was married to Krishna. So all the girls, none of them had no idea but that only. So what happened is, of course, they did that. And Krishna is, of course, in the heart of everyone. He's in the heart of the gopis. He could understand that they all wanted to marry him. So then what happened is that all these gopis that they expanded. They are expanded and they were actually transferred to all the different places as princesses of many places. So then there is this, as I told you yesterday, Narakasura had the habit of taking all the beautiful princesses from all over the place. And then he put them into the into his castle. But meanwhile, Radharani as expansion was Satyabhama. And you know Satyabhama got married to Krishna. You know the story, right? So that is actually Radharani got married to Krishna. And Rukmini was Chandravali. You know Krishna has 8 principal gopis. So all these 8 gopis, one was Jambavati, one was Chandravali, and all these 8 gopis, Krishna married all the 8 of them. That one I've already gave you the story. And then the balanced gopis were all scattered all over, and all were collected by this Narakasura to enjoy, and Krishna released them. And then he married them. So Krishna fulfilled the desires of all the gopis. So Prabhu Soma did say, why did Krishna not marry Radha? Satyabhama is Radha. And Chandravali, they are left wing gopis and right wing gopis. One is on the side of Radharani, 4 of them, Radharani and another 3. Another one is Chandravali and another 3. So anyway, this is called, so all these 8 ladies all were married to Krishna. And also all the other gopis who tied the string were all married to Krishna. So in a way, Krishna married to everyone. So this is a secret about Krishna. So when Krishna went back to the spiritual world, all the queens also he took back. We all went back with him. None of them were left in this world. Because Krishna goes back to the spiritual world, the queens also follow. Okay? So then, this is the story. And Krishna, one day, Narada Muni wanted to see how is Krishna making all these gopis very happy, all these queens very happy. Aren't they going to be very frustrated? 16,108 queens. So first he went to Rukmini's house. And he went there and he knocked on the door, and Krishna saw him and said, please come in, and then he was very happy. And then another Muni was very happy to see Krishna with his wife Rukmini and his 10 children. And then after that he said, okay, fine. Let me go to the next house. He went to Satyabhama's house and he knocked on the door. Also Krishna was there with Satyabhama and the 10 children, and Krishna was doing something else. And then after that he went to the third house. Also Krishna was there with the third wife and doing something else. So then Narada Muni could understand, okay, Krishna is with all of them. So that is the difference between us and Krishna. Normal men cannot expand themselves into 5, 6 men. So they should only keep one wife. Should not keep more than one. As Lord Ram came to set an example, they have Eka Patni, one wife. Okay, so this is the actual story about the pastime of Krishna. So there is no fault in Krishna, it's only fault in the way people perceive about him. So if you understand, you will become very knowledgeable. Okay, and okay, the princesses are gopis, yes. I once read Mahabharata, it says that after Krishna went to spiritual world, wives were kidnapped. Does anyone know about that? Because I am confused. I'm also not so sure. Can I look it up? I don't think they were. I don't think they were kidnapped, but someone wanted to kidnap them, but they were protected. Let me come back to you tomorrow. Okay, this is my understanding. Tejaswini is asking. Tejaswini, you know quite a bit, huh? Quite good. Okay, any, or you are in the Mahabharata that you bought online. Can you snapshot and send to me on the phone? WhatsApp to me. Okay. Thank you. Okay, and any questions so far about today's chapter or any realizations? Also, please welcome. Jayashri, any realizations?
Sir, today I have not noted anything, sir. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay, don't be sorry. It's all right.
Thank you.
Parimala? Parimala is not here. Manju?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Today, what you understand from today's topic?
The knowledge of the field
Yeah.
and the knowledge and object of the knowledge.
Okay. Actually, it's the material nature, the Atma, and the super soul. Basic is these three. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Priya, anything to say?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, from today's class, I learned that Krishna is everywhere, and within every energy in this world, material world, and that is what I understand as how to say from this nature chapter, that even in a animal, in a plant, or in another being, Krishna is there as a super soul. So we see we respect them. From what I understand is we respect them. It's because they have Krishna in them. Every energy particles have Krishna. That's what I understand, Prabhu.
Krishna is in everyone's heart. Okay, good. And then one more question. Difference between the impersonal and the personal form of the Supreme. It was last chapter's one. Yeah. Last chapter, the impersonal is like the Brahma Jyoti, sunshine, and personal is like the sun. From the sun comes the sunshine. So if a person is impersonal, he only can see the sunshine. But if a person can go perceive the sunshine is coming from somewhere, and he looks and he sees the sun, then he can see that Krishna is the one who is giving all these effulgence. Without the sun, there is no sunshine, no Brahma Jyoti. Krishna is the one that is giving all the effulgence. Okay, thank you. Any other points before we close up? No? Okay. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna. See you tomorrow.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Namaskar.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you.
Hare
Namaskar.
Krishna to everybody.
Thank you, Prabhu.